Welcome, everyone. This is Joseph Infante with Get Your Northern Virginia Dream Home again. Today I have the pleasure of speaking with James Nellis again about another market in Northern Virginia. Today we're going to discuss Old Town Alexandria. James, welcome.
Hi, thank you, Joseph.
Thank you again, James, for being here. James, in terms of Old Town Alexandria, why don't you give our viewers a feel about that market, what draws homeowners to being there, and anything else you'd like to share?
Sure. Old Town Alexandria is a very unique market. It's, for lack of better terms, it's very insulated. At one time, it actually used to be part of the Washington, D.C. George Washington himself helped put out the blueprint. That's why we're actually on a grid. I grew up in the local Northern Virginia area. I found myself attracted to it. I actually live in Old Town myself. They call it the Village. It's just such a unique area where we have boutique shops, we have restaurants, we have true mom and pop. There's rarely that you see a chain. It's really a place where tourists come. It's amazing how you'll see busloads of people coming in every week just to get a glimpse of what Old Town is. We're right there on the Potomac River. King Street itself is a major thoroughfare, divides north and south. Of course, we have the Masonic Temple. There's just so many reasons that people are naturally attracted to this area.
Could you just talk about home values and what makes this market so special and how it compares to some of the neighboring communities?
Yeah, for people that are relocating, it's kind of hard because when you look at the prices, the average townhouse that's going to be between $650 to $850 is what you can get a single family home for just a couple minutes down the road. But the difference is it's a walkable community. Remember I said earlier it's a village. I mean, really, you can close your door, walk out, and go to the local restaurants. It was funny, when I lived in Fairfax County before, since I grew up as a Northern Virginia resident, it was always, I had to get my car, go drive to a place, go drive to a restaurant. Now I drive home and then walk to wherever I want to go. It's one of the most dog-friendly areas as well. We just see life in abundance here in Old Town, and it's a very open outdoor setting. People are always walking out of the park, walking down to the river, and they have every amenity that you could think of.
Can you talk about schools, demographics? I mean, what are the types of people that live in Old Town Alexandria typically?
Yeah, I would say in general, people are not attracted to Old Town based off the schools. We talk about the 5 pillars of resale. Most people come to Old Town as a matter of convenience. We have everyone from young professionals to families to even empty nesters. But I would say what you see most often is the young professionals and the empty nesters because they want to take advantage of a nightlife, of being able to go out and enjoy everything that Old Town has to offer. They love the cobblestone, the brick pathways. It just has its own unique charm. It's been fun for me the last several years that I've lived here when friends have come in from out of town to visit, and they always remark when they go to Washington, D.C., they go to Virginia, they go to Maryland, that Old Town still holds a special place in their lives.
And in terms of the other communities, I mean, I understand there's Delray, there's Potomac Yard. Could you speak to that as well?
Sure, absolutely. You have the uniqueness of Old Town, and it's a very small grid within Alexandria itself. But if you just branch out just a little bit, for instance, we have a lot of clients that say, gosh, I love the feel of Old Town, but the prices are just a little too much. If I'm spending $850 to $1 million, I want in a single-family home. That's where a lot of our clients will land into Delray. Delray, I like to call mini Old Town. Instead of King Street, it has Mount Vernon Avenue. You still have the same thing with the shops and the restaurants and really the open atmosphere where your neighbors are really your neighbors. It's like living in Old Town. It's like living in Delray. It's going back 50 years where actually people talk to each other. It's just a very unique setting. They have their own dog parks. If you go further north than that, up Route 1, that's when you land at Potomac Yard. Potomac Yard is at a complete overhaul. They now have a lot of the new construction that's going on in the area. Clients of ours just recently bought a multi-level condo that was selling in the 700 to 800 range. So you can kind of find what you want. If you want new, people go to Potomac Yard, which has its own rail system. If you want the quaintness, you want the charm of an older home. For instance, the home I live in was built in the 1800s. If you're looking for that, that's going to be Old Town or even Delray in the 1900s. So there's fun. The beauty of it is, no matter where you land in Alexandria, whether it's Old Town or Delray or even Potomac Yard, you can get what you want in a home.
Can you talk about security and the types of homes? Are there gated communities available? What are the types of homes that typically you find in historic areas like Old Town?
Sure. If you went back, say, 30 years ago, Old Town would have had some rough spots, versus now when we have clients that are looking to spend this type of money and they're comparing it from DC to Virginia. Most of them will land in Old Town because of just what you said. They have a better sense of security. There are no gated communities within Old Town. Now, there are some further along down, if you go down the GW Parkway, into more of Alexandria itself. And that's a beautiful area. People flock there because they're looking at single-family homes. There are some gated communities. But within Old Town proper and up along in Del Rey and even Potomac Yards, there aren't gated communities. By and large, you can look at the crime statistics. They're very low. It's another reason that people are attracted to this. There's a lot of people of affluence that live in these markets and are comfortable to put their cars out on the street.
Right.
Because of the lack of the premium of land. Most people don't have garages. You could pay up to $1 million and not have a garage. I mean, that's just the uniqueness of this area, and people are comfortable having their cars out on the street, back behind their home.
Anything else you'd like to share, given the current state of the market right now in Northern Virginia generally and the Washington, D.C. metro area? What are the features that stand out from Alexandria that you cannot get anywhere else for those people that are searching for homes right now?
Sure. Even when you compare it, to me, it's still the hidden jewel of the area. So when you compare it to Arlington or D.C., you actually get better value in Old Town and Del Rey and Potomac Yard. It's amazing that you can still do that so close to the city. I used to own a row house in D.C. When I bought in Old Town, I didn't even need it anymore because I was less than 10 minutes from the city. So the uniqueness of being so close to the nation's capital, having everything at your fingertips, but still being able to feel like you're in your own little community, your own little village. There's nothing like it. That's why we find so many clients land here. So many clients want to live in Old Town and Del Rey and now even Potomac Yard.
And again, for those viewers that may be watching this video for the first time, James Nellis is one of the top realtors in Northern Virginia, Virginia generally, but certainly concentrates on Old Town. Closes a huge volume of transactions in the area. And if you'd like to reach out to him, feel free to call him at 703-436-9842. James, any closing remarks and how people can reach out to you and how accessible you are?
Sure. Find us here right at that number that Joseph just mentioned, or online at getyournorthernvirginiadreamhome.com. It's a fun market. It's a fun area. As you gravitate closer to the city, we typically have the strongest resale because people want that convenience. So when you're looking for your next home, remember that in our local market, traffic is real. It's a real thing. So the closer you can get to the city, the better off you'll be.
Well, that's great. Thanks again, James. And again, the number is 703-436-9842, or visit Get Your Northern Virginia Dream Home. Thank you.